damn it! Where the hell is Jack? The fucking chicken shit! Fucking shit! Fucking shit! Holy shit, the bastard's here!
Okay, so I started to write down some thoughts about Silpheed for the Sega CD because this is a game that's a bit of a big deal to me, because for decades I've loved this game. And it comes from one of the most interesting periods of video games to me, the period where the home consoles had just started to make the leap from cartridges and Who cards to optical media. I find this period interesting for a number of reasons, but something actually occurred to me about this game when I really stopped and started to think about it just now. My perspective has maybe changed since the last time I played this game, and maybe I'm wrong in what I'm about to say. I'd actually like to see what you guys think about this. All 6 of you. As I'm writing this, it's actually super late. It's 2 a.m. and I'm probably talking gibberish, but either way, this is probably getting uploaded, cause fuck it. I've always felt that Silpheed was underrated, like it got a bad rap because it was on the Sega CD. Actually, the Sega CD is not a complete piece of trash. My Sega CD from when I was a kid still actually works perfectly even. There are a handful of games that are actually really great on the platform. I'm not going to go through them right now, but maybe someday I'll plead my case for the Sega CD. Or maybe not. It's no PC Engine Super CD. That thing is one of my favorite game consoles of all time. Basically, the way I see it during this period, you had 2 different types of games hitting these new CD-ROM home consoles. And I'm not talking about the computer games here, we're talking consoles. So I'm going to leave the point-and-click adventure games that made their way to the consoles during the CD revolution out of this. So generally speaking, we have 2 types of games here. The games that were very similar in look and feel to their cartridge and Who card counterparts and seemed to take advantage of the CD-ROM tech with improved audio quality and maybe some more memory advantages, like more frames of animation or bigger stages. Sonic CD is a pretty good example of this. Also Rondo of Blood on the PC Engine Super CD. These games are CD-ROM games that benefit from the new technology but also have the gameplay we knew and loved intact. But then you get to the other shit, the FMV games. The games based around full motion video are pretty much mostly shit. Except of course this one. I'm only kidding, Night Trap is shit. These games are shit because the gameplay is so obviously the last thought on the developers' minds. Gameplay is not a priority in these games. The gameplay sucks, but it's got full motion video. I can fully see the executives at these companies looking at this FMV shit and thinking, now that's gonna blow people's minds. The games look real now. I feel as though at this point, right around this time, video games really started to inch towards something more designed to watch and less designed to play. More video than game, if you get my meaning. I mean, sure, there was stuff earlier at the arcade, for example, like Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, where it was more video than game, but the CD-ROM, I feel, really started to accelerate this in a meaningful way on consoles. I feel like this is kind of where a lot of modern AAA gaming is at now, actually. More video than game. Hyper-expensive spectacle games, an amusement park ride you take in your living room, disguised as a third-person shooter video game. And when it's over, we just move on to consume the next piece of content. And this is just the thought I'm having as I'm sitting here writing this. Video games fully rot your brain and mine is pretty rotted. But keep in mind, this was a period of video games where the cinematic was blowing our minds. The more video games became like movies during this period, the more me and my friends in the 6th and 7th grade lapped it up. Wait a second, I'm sorry. I gotta say something. I've been playing this game recently. I just started playing Slave Zero X on the PlayStation. It's so fucking cool. I can't stop thinking about it. I really want to go play it right now, even. Sorry, I'm just a man child. Anyway, back to Silpheed. Can you see me? I'm invisible. Can you feel my breath? I can't talk. Okay, no, seriously, I'm really okay. It's fine. Back to Silpheed and why I think this is an interesting video game. The reason why I kind of loved this game is because I think it does what it does so well. The gameplay in Silpheed is mediocre for sure. Not great, but it's not the worst either. It's basically a vertical shooter. One of the weakest things about the game are the bosses, totally uninteresting and bland. Between stages you get to pick from an assortment of guns and special abilities, but I think they're all pretty much dog shit except the Phalanx beam for your main guns, the photon torpedoes, and the EMDS, it's a shield. So what does Silpheed do so well? The shit I was talking about earlier, the whole more video than game thing. Silpheed actually does that really well. The game part, like I said, is pretty mediocre, but it's a lot better than Night Trap or Ground Zero Texas, or even Sewer Shark. But the video part, you know, the spectacle that happens around the gameplay is amazing. The visuals in this game and the way the audio and music work with them to create these fantastic moments is pretty great. And again, there's just enough gameplay there to really make these moments feel really fucking exciting and epic to the player, especially on a big screen with a nice sound system. Still to this day, I think this stuff is dope, and it kinda holds up.
Evasive maneuver, laser trenching.
Okay, but here's the thing though, that's all really flashy and visually impressive, but lately I've been playing a lot of these Japanese arcadey style action games. I've been playing a bunch of Ketsui again, and before that it was a lot of DOJ and Dodonpachi. And I've been fucking with Gaia Res and Guardians. Just recently I've been getting into Slave Zero X. Those are all super badass, gnarly, satisfying games to learn. Silpheed though is easy, like really easy. Like it's always been easy. Even in 7th grade I could beat Silpheed pretty easily. And so playing it this time for this video, it kind of felt really hollow to me. Like really I was just sitting here recording footage. There was no accomplishment, and this was what I realized. Without challenge, without difficulty, there's no meaning. It's fun to look at, it's neat, but there's no satisfaction to beating the game because there was no struggle. And I couldn't help but think, why was that a design choice? Why is Silpheed way easier than a Gaia Res or a Thunder Force 4 or even an Elemental Master? The guy who made Silpheed also made Lunar on the Sega CD, by the way, so he knew what he was doing. I suspect it was to make a product that was as inclusive as possible because the idea was it's more of a thing to watch than to play. Another thing that I would like to bring up is that right at about this time, like when Silpheed is out on the Sega CD, Star Fox is on the SNES making a huge splash. In my humble opinion, if you just look at Star Fox and compare it to Silpheed, Silpheed is a much more impressive looking and sounding video game. But Star Fox has a little bit more going on in its gameplay, right? It's got the barrel roll mechanic with laser deflecting thing, and you can like fly sideways to avoid obstacles and shit. I was fully prepared to trash Star Fox for the Super Nintendo in this video because I hadn't played it in literally decades, but when I played through it to record this footage, I had some fun. It's painfully easy, so again, like Silpheed, fun to watch, kinda meaningless. I still do like Silpheed. I mean, it's a cool looking and cool sounding shooter. But I think honestly, if this game was nasty hard, like Eliminate Down or Gaia Res, people would still be playing it in the shmup circles, like people would still be talking about it. Like there's a reason why people are still playing DOJ. There's a reason why people are still playing Dodanpachi, and it's because there's a game there. If you're not losing, you're not playing a game, and it's just content. What I'm saying is suddenly Silpheed feels like a modern game, or at least what I dislike about many modern games. It feels like this is where things were headed. The gameplay will be second fiddle to the story elements. The challenge must not challenge you. This in large part will be the gaming future. Silpheed wants to take you for a fun ride, Ketsui wants to hurt your feelings. And I feel like the older I get, the more I lean towards the games with teeth.